Hello there, welcome to this video tutorial in which I'm going to show you how to create this reflection of a 3D object. And the trick to this one is to fill in this gap that is created when this bottle curves away from you. So you want to get the perspective right, and this is not too difficult, but to make it look real, you'd probably be better off taking a picture, honestly. And yeah, so this also only works best when you have a solid object or an object with such a random pattern like this stainless steel bottle right here. And it's a little bit more difficult on transparent objects, and as I said, graph bottles or just objects with graphics all over the place, because you're gonna have to line them up and look right, and that's kind of a nightmare. So I'm going to show you how to do this way. This is my solution, and I hope you like it. So we'll get started. I'm going to remove this reflection layer, and in this bottle layer I'm just going to hit Shift and Alt just so I can copy it straight down. I will reflect it, hit Control T, and you'll get this little box over here. Hit right click and flip vertical, and you just move it straight down to where the bottoms meet. Hit enter, get rid of that box, and there you go. And this is, if you wanted to reflect this, this is not the way to do it, because you still have to fill in this gap, and you could do some pretty crazy things, but I'm going to show you the way I do it. So just zoom in here a little bit, and I'm going to move this bottle copy layer underneath the bottle, call it reflection, and from here I want to fill in these gaps and get rid of this logo on this bottle. And so I'm going to shift and drag straight up, I fill in those gaps. Now make that logo disappear, and perfect. And that's the first step to doing this. Alright, so now you have that filled in, you're reflecting pretty nicely, and you have your logo away, and I'm going to put this one right around here. So the way I'm going to do that is go to my bottle layer, select my lasso tool, and make sure you have it feathered, because you don't want hard edges when you copy it, and you'll know what I'm talking about if you screw up. But yeah, lasso tool, feather, always. Select that, hit Control C to copy, Control V to paste it. It'll create a new layer for you, which I'm going to actually move down here, call it logo, and I'm going to hit Shift and drag it straight down and move it to a position where it looks about the same distance from around here to this area. So just a little bit, not too much. So from here I just want to hit Control T to bring up my transformation box, flip vertical, move it down a little bit, and there you go. There you have that. And if you wanted to do this, I think it looks a little bit more realistic if you warped it down a little bit. Because the perspective changes when in a reflection. So instead of this going down like it does here, you see it kind of, yeah, it just doesn't look right if you keep it the same. So I'm trying to make it curve along with this grain of this reflected bottle. So just adjust it, make just a little bit more. And this is looking a little bit crooked. Make sure these lines are vertical. Alright, that looks pretty close. You can be as much of a perfectionist as you want. I'm going to leave it kind of like this. I think it looks pretty good still, though. But for the sake of time, I'll leave it like that. Alright, so there you have your reflection that goes along the grain of this bottle and not the grain of this one. So make very careful sure that you are doing this. So it looks a little bit high. There we go. Now what I want to do is create this shadow that this bottle is going to create with this curve right here. So it curves up into the vertical area, and I want to create a shadow for that. So I want to hit Control and select my bottle layer, and you'll have your marching ants going. And I want to select my reflection layer, get rid of this bottle by selecting the eye, just make it disappear really quick. Get your paint bucket tool, and my fill is black. Great. And with this, with the marching ants, I can also hit delete, so I can get rid of this bottle, the bottom of this bottle over here, and I want to make it black all the way. So you don't have to do that because it'll make the same effect that I'm going to show you just now. But yeah. So after I have my reflection, oh whoops, I did that wrong. I want to create a new layer. Gonna come out as layer 5. Alright, now fill that in. You could still use the same marching ants to get rid of that, the bottom of that bottle right there. Now what I want to do with this bottle, this silhouette, is create an outer glow. This outer glow, I want to make it black, have a blend mode of normal, and bring up the spread and the size to where it looks, where the shadow looks pretty legit. So leave it right there. I think that looks good. And now hit Control and select logo and reflection. Right click and merge layers, and bring the bottle up. The bottle layer should be on top so that you can see it. You still have this this outer glow from this layer over here that we just merged. And the solution to getting rid of that, just hit your marquee tool, go along the edge of this bottle, and make sure you have layer 5, which I'm actually going to rename to reflection, and hit delete. Control D to deselect, M again to go ahead and select the other side, delete, and just get rid of this top part as well. And there you go. Now the rest of it will be covered by this bottle. And there you go. You have your bottle, your shadow, it's filled in, you have your logo in there. And the last step is to create a layer mask and go back to your paint bucket tool, hold it, select your gradient tool, make sure your foreground is black, background is white, and just hit shift on the canvas, shift and drag up so you can create that fade away from the on the shadow layer. So you can do this as many times as you please. Hit Control Z if you mess up, and once you get it right, just go for it. And I think that looks pretty good right there. Maybe a little bit more or less, you know, you can, it's all on you from this point. And that's how you create this reflection, and it looks pretty good. Check it out. So we accomplished what we needed to, fill in this gap, get a legit looking shadow for this curvature right here. The logo looks pretty good. It curves into the reflection nicely. And so there you go. I hope you learned something from this tutorial. If you have any comments, please make them. You could also email me, and if you like this video, then please like. So thank you for watching my video. I hope you learned something.